Sorry, Janari. Sorry,
I'm leading, I'm leaking. I'm leading, I'm leaking. Hey. I'm leading, I'm leaking. I'm leading, I'm leaking.
What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast, back for another week. I am your host, Alex Leak. This is the 2021 Week 1 Steelers at the Bills recap episode. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. I picked the Bills to win this game at home, coming off a trip to the AFC Championship game last season. But, even myself, I caught myself sleeping on this Steelers team that a lot of people like to forget started the year 11-0 last year. So let's get into this shit. The inactives for the Steelers: no Dwayne Haskins, no guard Rashad Coward, and no corner Ahkello Witherspoon. For the Bills, no running back Zach Moss, no rookie defensive end Boogie Basham, and no defensive tackle Star Lotulelei. Right off the bat, the Bills come out swinging as wide receiver Isaiah McKenzie returns the opening kick 75 yards to the Steelers' 24-yard line. Bills take over on offense already in field goal range, so you see the special teams make an impact early on in this game. The Bills' offense goes 3-and-out, and kicker Tyler Bass drills a 37-yarder. Bills take a 3-0 lead. Great response by the Steelers defense. They come out in terrible position and just, play great, make plays and get off the field and force a field goal attempt. Great start for that defense. We all know TJ Watt signing that deal right before the season, so he's ready to go, and this Steelers defense, I believe, is going to be ready to go all season long. Josh Allen, then Big Ben misses wide receiver Deontay Johnson on third down, so the Steelers have to punt. Josh Allen just misses Emmanuel Sanders deep and then hits Cole Beasley in the hands on third down, but he drops it. Another Bills punt. Big Ben strip sacked by Bills defensive end Mario Addison on third down. Steelers recover the fumble, but forced to punt. So back and forth punts. And I saw some of this, to start the college football season and in this game. A lot of fans are like, oh, it's a punt fest. It's terrible offense. Y'all got to change up your mindsets. Y'all got to change up what you watch. Just because it's a punt fest doesn't mean it's terrible offense. Sometimes the defense is just playing great. And you need to watch both sides of the ball because there's great football to be seen on the defensive side. And a lot of you guys ignore it. A lot of people are fantasy football fans, just want to see big offensive plays and ignore great defensive plays being made week in and week out. So try and adjust your eyes. If you see an offense struggling, start paying attention to the defensive side. Try and see what the defense is doing to make the offense struggle. A lot of times you see, pass rush, pressure, getting to the quarterback, making him uncomfortable on his throws. That causes a lot of inaccurate throws. Great cornerback, great play in the secondary, breaking passes up. It's not always drops. Sometimes it's great coverage by defenders, getting their hands in there or getting a hit just as the ball arrives. So something to keep an eye on for the fans. Josh Allen with a flea flicker on third down, a pass to Stephon Diggs. This is another one where I'm talking about a great defensive play by Steelers corner Cameron Sutton to break up this play. It would have been a sick flea flicker pass to Stephon Diggs. I know everyone loves to see that, but great defensive play by Cameron Sutton. I think Mike Tomlin had the Steelers fired up. I think a lot of the talk was, believed the Bills were going to win this game and was counting out Pittsburgh. And I think Tomlin had the Steelers defense ready to go. Coming into Buffalo like that. With the Bills Mafia, with the fans out and full attendance, you knew it was going to be hype. And the Steelers were able to weather it. Both quarterbacks struggling a little bit early on with accuracy, But like I said, look at the defense, look at the pressure, look at the angles, and you got to see the footwork too. And Josh Allen, I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks. These are two of the most talented quarterbacks in football. Ask yourself, why are they struggling? And it's most of the time it's good defense is making an impact. And like I said, Steelers linebacker T.J. Watt living up to his new deal, strip sacks Josh Allen, and defensive tackle Cameron Hayward recovers the fumble. But then Josh Allen fires a 37-yard pass to Gabriel Davis down to the Steelers' 36-yard line, and then a 3-yard touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis. And the Bills are up 10-0 at halftime. So things going to plan, things going about how a lot of people expected, the Bills controlling the game in the first half. But the second half is a different story. Big Ben connects with wide receiver Chase Claypool as he mosses one of the best corners in the league, Tre'Davious White, for 22 yards. Claypool gets up, catches the ball over him. A real highlight play from a future star, in my opinion, Chase Claypool. He's got all the tools, all the talent to be a star in this league. Steelers kicker Chris Boswell hits a 24-yarder, and the Steelers cut it to a one-possession game at 10-3. Bills head coach Sean McDermott, very confusing decision here. With a 7-point lead at home in the second half, Sean McDermott decides to go for it on 4th and 8 from the Steelers' 35-yard line. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs, and in my opinion, a momentum-changing decision. Kick the field goal here. It's like a 52, 53-yarder. Kick the field goal. Tyler Bass is capable of making these. And you make the field goal and you go up 10 points again, 2 possessions. Instead, you go for it. You don't get it. A turnover on down swings momentum, and you're only up 1 score. And so now you got the Steelers defense celebrating coming off the field, and the offense coming out saying, let's go. 1 drive, 1 touchdown, and this game's tied up. Steelers go down. They don't get the touchdown. They have to settle for a 20-yard field goal by Chris Boswell to make it 10-6. And some were criticizing, I saw on Twitter and heard a couple people criticizing the Steelers for not scoring touchdowns here early, criticizing them for settling for field goals, and they fail to understand, there's a lot of football left. You don't have to score 7 every possession. You can settle for 3, and people underestimate how important 3 is, how much better 3 is compared to 0. You go for it all and don't get it. A long drive that goes deep into the opponent's field, into their red zone, and you come away with 0 is so deflating for an offense and for a team. So sometimes it's good to kick the field goal, cut the lead down even more, and just build a little momentum, Field goal after field goal, and next thing you know, you're cutting it closer, and it's a long football game. A lot can happen in a quarter and a half. So 10-6, I had no issue with the Steelers kicking the field goal here. On 4th and 1 at the Steelers' 43-yard line, Bills decide to go for it again. You could punt it here and pin them deep. Instead, they decide to go for it. I don't hate going for it here, but I hate the play call, a terrible play call, where he throws it, behind the line of scrimmage. Just line up and run it at him, whether it's a quarterback sneak or a running back dive. Run it right at the defense. Instead, they try some trickery. They throw it back, and they get a loss of 7 yards on 4th and 1. Consecutive, back-to-back turnover on downs. And now the momentum is fully in the Steelers' favor. Dumb decisions here by Buffalo. And now the Steelers have all the momentum. They go down, and Big Ben throws a 5-yard touchdown pass. Great juggling catch by Deontay Johnson. At first, it looked like he dropped it, didn't have it in time. But great second effort grab, and great job to get both feet down. And 13-10, just like that, the Steelers have the lead. Steelers defense, again, the momentum is in their favor. Now the defense can play downhill and attack and aggressively. They force a 3 and out, and then special teams comes up huge with a blocked punt, and linebacker Ulysses Gilbert recovers the punt and returns it for a touchdown, and boom, it's 20-10 Steelers in Buffalo. So huge momentum swing in plays here. Special teams coming out. You need all three phases to be successful to win in the NFL. And the Steelers are getting it out of their special teams here. They messed up early to start the game, allowing a big return, but they more than make up for it here with a blocked punt touchdown. Anytime your special teams put points on the board, special teams or defense, if they score, look out. Most of the time, if you get points from your special teams or defense, you're going to win the game. The percentages are awfully high when that happens. Bills kicker Tyler Bass makes a 25-yarder. So you got back and forth field goals here. 20-13, that's huge for Buffalo to cut it to one score. Much needed field goal there. But then the Steelers come back. Chris Boswell hits a 45-yarder, puts them back up 10. Bass finally gets one with 46 seconds left to cut it down to 7. Gives the Bills an opportunity for an onside kick. But with the new rules in the game, which I hate, the onside kick is almost impossible to recover. And the Steelers get it, run out the clock, and the Steelers beat the Bills 23-16 in Buffalo. A huge road win for the Steelers when it looked like the Bills had this game. And I think a couple, costly decisions, costly errors cost them, along with the block punt. Huge mistakes for Buffalo. And the Steelers come out of here with a big, big win. Comeback win, down double digits, and the Steelers find a way to get the win in the second half. Looking at the stats, Big Ben, 18 for 32 for 188 yards and a touchdown. Rookie running back Najee Harris looked good. The stats don't really show it. 16 rushes for 45 yards. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson, 5 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. Some nice highlight plays out of him. Linebacker TJ Watt, like I said, living up to that new deal. He records 2 sacks and a forced fumble. And kicker Chris Boswell, perfect in the game. 3 for 3 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. For the Bills, Josh Allen, too many pass attempts in my opinion. I mean, they got down late, so he kind of had to. 51 pass attempts for Josh Allen. Anytime you force a quarterback to throw it more than 50 times, I like your chances of winning. And most of the time that's when they're down and have to throw it a lot trying to come back. 30 for 51, 270 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble loss. Devin Singletary, 11 rushes for 72 yards. Stephon Diggs, 9 catches for 69 yards. And Tyler Bass kicks 3 for 3 on field goals, 1 for 1 on extra points. Story of this game, the Steelers defense carries the day, gets after Josh Allen, makes him uncomfortable, makes his throws difficult. The secondary locking receivers down. Great job by the Steelers defense. If they get this kind of performance out of the defense all year long, this is going to be a nasty Steelers defense. And I picked the Steelers to win their division. Look out for Pittsburgh. A big road win to start the year. They can build momentum and put together, another great year. They kind of fizzled out towards the end last year. If they can keep that momentum going, hit their stride going into the playoffs, you could be looking at a Steelers-Chiefs AFC Championship game. So that's what, all of Pittsburgh wants to see. Great job by the Steelers special teams, overcoming the early kick return and coming up big in the clutch late in the game with a big blocked punt return for touchdown. True team football win for the Steelers on the road in Buffalo. It's tough to go into Buffalo and get a win these days, and the Steelers showed out on Sunday. Everyone had the Bills as the second best team in the AFC going into the season, and a lot of people forgot about the Steelers. And they're just reminding us with this game that, hey, don't count us out. We still got a good team. a great team, really, when you look at it. I love the addition of rookie running back Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. And, like I said, look for the Steelers. If they play like this, they're a contender, for real. And maybe we'll get to see a Steelers-Bills rematch in the playoffs. Buffalo fans would love to see that, see if they can get revenge. Let's look at Week 2. The 0-1 Bills go to Miami to take on the 1-0 Dolphins and another great defense. So Bills, they need to bounce back in a hurry. Big road game, road divisional game coming up in Week 2 at the Dolphins. You could be looking at an 0-2 start, Buffalo, and you're not going to be happy if that's the case. So need to come out, show out, get to Tua, and beat the Dolphins. Get back to 1-1, drop the Dolphins to 1-1. If you start 0-2 and Miami's 2-0, not great, not good, not a good start to the year. Had this one in the bag and blew it. Don't want to, won't be a great start to the year if you start 0-2. So big game. I know it's only Week 2 and it's a long season ahead of us, but you lose to Miami, that's a terrible start to the year for the Bills. So they need to come out and show it in Miami. For the Steelers, they're 1-0. They'll be taking on the 1-0 Raiders. Vegas pulling out a crazy Monday Night Football win at home against Baltimore. They're going to be good. Derek Carr looked pretty good in that game. Darren Waller, all those guys there in Vegas. Zay Jones, the game-winning catch. All those guys. They got a number 2 wide receiver. I can't think of his name, but he's solid too. So, Steelers, Raiders. I expect the Steelers to win that. In their home opener, I expect the Steelers to get to a 2-0 start. They need to take care of business and beat Vegas. But they can do it. So, thanks, guys. Appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have this content coming all year long. Game breakdowns like this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, get those numbers up for my show. Follow me on Twitter at Freakaleak1209. I'll be tweeting, live tweeting all these games, my instant reactions. And stay tuned. We got a lot of hot shit on fire all season long. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace out.